Hello traders, my name is Tomasz Wiśniewski, I'm a Chief Analyst in Alpari Research and Analysis, and this is Daily Analytical Report. Let's start. The most interesting movements we have on the New Zealand dollar, which is not surprising because overnight we got data for the New Zealand dollar, so data from the job market. And as you can see, unemployment rate dropped significantly from 4.5, which was expected, and that was the previous number. We got 3.9, and the employment change instead of 0.5 was 1.1. This is huge. Also, participation rate increased from 70.9 to 71.1. So very good data from New Zealand. And New Zealand dollar is gaining strength. Also, we are receiving informations about the elections in US. Most probably Florida is a big win for Democrats. That is said to be major influence for the markets, so euro dollar was going higher. Also, we are waiting for the California. It is perceived as the most important results, but it is said that Democrats will win control of U.S. House of Representatives. The exact size of Democratic majority in the House is not clear yet, so we have to wait for the rest. Anyway, let's start with the technical analysis. And yesterday I started with 3 instruments that I was mentioning on the Trading Sniper video. So oil, euro to New Zealand dollar, and euro dollar. And all of those setups that we mentioned yesterday on the Trading Sniper video were spot on. A really great piece of work from the Alpari team. First of all, oil. Yesterday I was telling you that there is a big chance for a further drop, and that was somewhere here. And then boom, we got a strong drop. And there is this horizontal resistance now. This dynamic resistance here. The sentiment is negative as long as we stay below the green line. Why green line, not blue? Because green here is the most important one. And blue is just the short term. We also have this 38.2, which also should be significant. Now, what about the next target? Next target is slightly below the 50 Fibo, 50% Fibonacci. And well, the drop is very sharp, and I would say that at some point we need a correction. The sentiment is definitely negative, but at some point we need to see a correction. It's not happening very often that we have a movement like that without any interference. So we are expecting a bullish correction here at some point. Next one is euro to New Zealand dollar. Yesterday we finished this with this rectangle, and I said that the breakout to the upside buy signal, breakout to the downside sell signal, but the most probable scenario here is the breakout to the downside. Why? Because we broke the major downtrend line, we broke the horizontal support here. No surprise here, breakout was to the downside caused by this data from New Zealand. Boom. Now we just see a correction, and correction, to be honest with you, would be needed. Why? To get the proper risk to reward ratio. So always when you trade, you should aim for the biggest profit from the smallest potential loss. Okay. So in this case, stop loss should be somewhere here, so it should be like 250 pips from now. Take profit is pretty clear, it's 400 pips from now, because these are lows from January and June. It would be much better for the price to come back here, then for example here, then you have stop loss still for 130 pips, but your take profit goes for 500 pips. This is awesome. And this risk to reward ratio is desirable, and if I would see it, so if I would see a bearish price action here on this resistance, I would not hesitate. There is also this downtrend line here, maybe a movement towards here and a bounce. That would be really nice. Next one is euro dollar. Euro dollar is on a monthly highs. Euro dollar is on the highest level since 24th of October. It was also expected. Why it was expected? Well, inverse head and shoulder pattern, left shoulder, head and right shoulder. What we have here is the breakout of the downtrend line as the breakout of the horizontal resistance, which is a neckline in my opinion. This is a neckline. After the breakout, which happened here, we tested that as a support here. Well, here too. Two tests as support. Two tests were positive. The price goes for the monthly highs, and that sorts out the buy signal on the euro dollar. So with this kind of reversal, we do have this horizontal resistance and this horizontal support. With this kind of reversal, I see big chances for the price to aim for this resistance, which creates also an interesting trading opportunity, because you buy here, stop loss here on 50 pips and take profit on 300 pips, 330. So the risk to reward ratio here on this pattern is really sweet. Next one, Australian dollar to New Zealand dollar. So those were the three instruments from the Trading Sniper video. Now other instruments, Australian dollar to New Zealand dollar was in this symmetric triangle pattern. And symmetric triangle, but symmetric triangle which happened after the head and shoulder pattern, left shoulder, head and right shoulder. The breakout was to the downside, okay, fair enough. It was slightly more expected because triangle was below the neckline, horizontal one and dynamic one, which was promoting a further drop. So the breakout happened, the drop happened, and now we do have a small pullback. This pullback is actually good because it allows you to open a position with higher prices, a short position, obviously. So you don't have to open here, but you can open here, you can even wait and open here. Why? Because the price getting there is almost certain. Why there? Because this is the long-term uptrend line here. So most probably the price will try to test it. And also from this head and shoulder pattern. So you measure the distance between the neckline to the top of the head, and you put this distance in the place of the breakout, and in this way you get the potential target, which is on this blue area. As for now, daily chart is a hammer, which is not the best one to open a position, but it can be a hammer. Tomorrow we can get a positive candle, 2 days after, but eventually the price should decline because that's what the trend is, and the further decline is additionally supported by two technical patterns, so the head and shoulder pattern and the symmetric triangle. Next one is Australian dollar to Swiss franc, where I was waiting for the breakout of either the lower line here or this resistance. We are still waiting. Resistance is strong, uptrend line is strong, so we have to wait for the breakout. Australian dollar to American dollar. Yesterday we were expecting further rise, and this is what is happening here. Look at this. Yesterday we were expecting this, and this is what is happening. So the price broke the major downtrend lines, both of them. Now, according to our projections, we need to see the bounce from the 38.2, maybe a test of this uptrend line, but I'm not saying it should be for sure. And then breakout and the upswing, which would create the inverse head and shoulder pattern. So this is quite interesting buying opportunity for the Australian dollar to American dollar. Swiss franc to Japanese yen, who is correcting this huge downswing. No surprise here, especially that we are very close to the major uptrend lines. We have to, for the proper trading signal, we have to wait of either the breakout of the upper line or the lower line. Euro to Australian dollar. Breakout from the pennant, but the price is still fighting. So pennant is no longer here. What is here is a descending triangle pattern. Descending triangle pattern in a downtrend promotes a further downswing, like here. Descending downtrend line, horizontal support, it was broken and the price went lower. Especially that it is happening on a long-term uptrend line. So it is not the kind of a setup that should be present on the uptrend line. On the uptrend line, you should get a reversal pattern. Descending triangle is definitely not a reversal pattern. So it shows us that the price should be broken. And the price should go lower. Euro to Swiss franc, still in a sideways trend. Luckily, we have those patterns. We don't have to stick to this Euro to Swiss franc because it's locked in a sideways trend. Then upswing, sideways trend again. We have to wait for the breakout. At the longer term, we are still creating right shoulder of the inverse head and shoulder pattern. Here, price getting there will be a buy signal. Based on the fact that we broke the upper line of the wedge and based on the fact that we broke the neckline of the inverse head and shoulder pattern and this horizontal resistance. British pound to New Zealand dollar, this is it. So why I am complaining? Because I saw this pattern as a great selling opportunity, especially on a daily chart with this double top and a false breakout. I see a great chance for the price on a weekly chart to get here. The time to open short position was here. Now it can be a little bit too late. But if we are talking about the movement towards those lows, we still have great risk to reward ratio here with potentially great swaps as well, because swaps are positive for the short position. So maybe I will still think about this trade as a carry trading thing. New Zealand dollar to Canadian dollar. Look at the upswing for the New Zealand dollar. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5th bullish day in a row. This resistance got broken. Now we are aiming for another one. Well, seems like the downtrend line is broken too. So it looks optimistic, especially that this is a neckline of the neck head and shoulder formation. The price went back above, which gives us cancels us a negative sentiment here. Those were the instruments that we were talking about yesterday. Now let's find other proper setups. American dollar to Canadian dollar. I don't think we analyzed this one. What we are having here is a correction on the American dollar caused by the elections, but still nothing. That can be interesting. Left shoulder head and right shoulder. So the price is aiming the neckline here, 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 here. So price getting there will be a proper sell signal on the American dollar to Swiss franc. Also, what is interesting is this. This can be considered as a false breakout. False breakouts are strong movements in the opposite direction. Let's check the Fibos. Yes, the price getting there will be a strong sell. We have the potential target here. I think we can go much lower than the 38.2. So that stays in our platform. Next one, American dollar to Japanese yen. You can see those movements caused by the elections. The overall outcome is a very negative candle. But from the technical point of view, it does not allow us to open a short position. Let's go with the silver, because obviously weaker dollar is a good information for the commodities, but still sideways trend, nothing. Gold may be better, and it is better obviously on gold. When we analyze gold, we need to do this because those two Fibos are respected, 23.6, 38.2. Actually, we need to mention those lows. And now what is happening here? Bounce from here, bounce from here, and well, it looks like we will have another attempt to break the 38.2. If we are here, we need to mention that also this in the same time is a flag formation, and that's actually a negative sign, because as long as we stay below the lower line of the flag, we do have bigger chances for a further drop. And now, maybe if we analyze the dollar, I want to show you the dollar index. You see the suffering of the seller, of the buyers. Left shoulder, head and right shoulder, head and shoulder pattern. What is interesting is this horizontal support. We are breaking it. This is the last support here, and the price breaking the we need to be accurate. The price breaking the, let's say, blue line will be a good occasion to go short on the dollar index based on this double top formation on the bigger time frames. And actually the price breaking that line, which will be the neckline of the double top formation, will be a super negative sign for the dollar. Okay, Bitcoin. Yes, we need to mention the Bitcoin. Where is our old friend? How is our old friend doing? So we are pushed outside of the descending triangle a long time ago. But it does not mean that this line got broken. What we are having here is a pretty boring sideways trend. Horizontal support, horizontal resistance. Here to be precise. Support, short-term support is a bit different from the long-term support. But this is the situation on the Bitcoin. Breakout to the upside buy signal, breakout to the downside sell signal. S&P 500. The correction continues. So 38.2 is gone. Now we are challenging the 50% on our hourly chart. Left shoulder, head and right shoulder. this can be considered as the neckline. We broke the neckline. So it seems like we are back to the uptrend. But to be honest with you, I would be quite cautious with that. Comeback above 61.8 can be considered as a positive sign, but also I would like to show you one thing. This drop from the beginning of the year, we also retraced it very fast, and the price came above 61.8, and we had another leg down. In my opinion, this drop, well, not in my opinion, but this drop was the same as this one, so in my opinion, this pattern can be also continued. So bounce from this area and further drop. But obviously, the reversal is pretty impressive. I'm not surprised though. This is just a V-shaped reversal, typical for the traders for the S&P 500 traders. They love V-shaped reversals. V-shaped reversal, V-shape, V-shape, V-shape. So no surprise here. DAX. On DAX, there is only one time frame that counts, so daily, because on daily we do have this head and shoulder pattern. We got a breakout, and now the price is trying to test this neckline as a resistance. We have a smaller inverse head and shoulder pattern here, not this low, like this. On the S&P 500, we broke the neckline. On DAX, we did not yet. So you can see that all those charts are moving in a similar way. Come back above the neckline, yes, fair enough, that will be fine. But the real buy signal will be triggered when the price will break this, let's say, green line. Only after the breakout of the green line we'll get a proper buy signal. What else can I show you? Oil, yes, WTI oil was here, but maybe Nikkei. Let's check the situation on Nikkei. Because here we were also challenging the long-term uptrend line, which got broken. In terms of the Nikkei, we may consider this as a false breakout, and we do have a legitimate buy signal on this Japanese instrument. Horizontal support, 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 resistance, resistance, resistance. Price closing today above this area will be a proper buy signal. Actually, price did close the day above this resistance, as you can see here. So Asian stocks looks resilient. Well, they were not, but now the recovery is quite fast. Well, good for them. Let's scan the market. Scan those instruments that we have for you to wrap the things up. On oil, on WTI oil, as long as we stay below the green line, the sentiment is definitely negative. Euro to New Zealand dollar, that is sell, but obviously it would be nice to see the short-term upswing to open a better position. Euro dollar, that is long-term buy. Australian dollar to New Zealand dollar, long-term sell, but I would love to see a short-term upswing. Australian dollar to Swiss franc, waiting for a breakout. Australian dollar to American dollar. I would love to see short-term sell, but long-term buy. Swiss franc, waiting. Euro to Australian dollar, we should get a breakout of the lower line. Euro to Swiss franc, waiting for the breakout. British pound to New Zealand dollar. I would love to see the movement to the downside, and it should happen. It's a long-term occasion. New Zealand dollar to Canadian dollar looks like a buy. American dollar to Swiss franc. Price getting to the green checkpoint. That will be a strong sell. Gold, rather positive, but don't buy below the resistance. Buy after the breakout. Dollar index breakout of the blue line will give us a proper sell signal. Bitcoin breakout of the blue line to the upside buy signal, breakout of the blue line to the downside sell signal. S&P 500 looks positive, but I wouldn't get too optimistic as long as we stay below this line. DAX, this is unknown so far, and Nikkei, this is positive. So guys, thanks very much for watching Daily Analytical Report. If you want more trading occasions, our reviews on the market, more experts and their reviews on the market, you have to visit the alpari.news website and our Twitter account. All the best, and now short break, and after that a webinar about the fundamental analysis. I hope you will all attend this webinar. Thanks very much and goodbye.